The Herd and IBLV TV, we've partnered, and we wrote a grant with ARTREACH Toronto and Toronto Arts Council. We got funded to be able to do this, so it's be able to like help us pay for facilitators, help us give a little honorarium, help us to even take time to build these presentations, all those things. Greetings, yes, greetings. The framework is I believe, but it's IBLV. And what does that mean? It means imagine, believe, live, voice your dreams. Because I grew up as a visionary. I'm a visionary. But if you don't put no action to it, it's not gonna happen.
I knew from the first IBLV workshop that I attended that this is where I wanted to be. Like, these people are my people. And I don't even know them yet. Just the energy and the vibes and listening to what everybody did. Like when we were first introducing ourselves to the group, I was enthralled, fascinated that such a collective of people had come together for a common goal. And yeah, I just wanted to be a part of it.
Sometimes healing is also I wouldn't necessarily say preventative, but just helps prepare for a future. Sometimes it's proactive, in a sense.
Healing is a spiritual practice of self-discovery, of community care. So when we come together and we're talking about hip hop healing, we're talking about hip, intelligent, hop movement of restoration, coming back to the peace, love, unity, and safely having fun.
Hip hop healing means resilience. It means growth and endless possibilities.
If you're capable of doing that while remaining genuine, hopefully you find your place in that picture. Whether that picture is the socioeconomic class you want to be a part of, or the social group you want to be a part of, or the creative pantheon that you want to be remembered within the context of, or the minds of your family members even. It's really real out here.
When I think of imagination, for me, key elements are it's a tool. I use my imagination as a tool.
I'm Mighty Big Bird. I'm from Thunder Bay. I'm a SoundCloud rapper. I'm a SoundCloud entrepreneur. I'm indigenous, and I like to make music. Let's stick with that first. Yeah.
My name is Malik. From Toronto. I'm a rapper, audio engineer, artist, visionary, dot connector, playmaker. I'm always looking for stuff. And my girl, she sent me a link to hip hop healing.
Word.
And I just hopped on and I said, yo, hip hop healing is what I do. I make hip hop and I'm trying to heal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I've been making music since I was since about grade 9. I made my first track using Turtle Beach Xbox headset phones, and basically I didn't have intentions of becoming super famous off the first song, but it was kind of just something that I needed to do. I heard a beat and I had something I wanted to say, and it was just eating at me for the longest time that I didn't record it. You know what I'm saying? So I looked into simple recording programs, and I still have the songs today, and they sound good. You know what I'm saying? They were sounding good enough for people to say hey, no, make something, actually invest in it. So that was the start. We're here. Now we are here. Yeah.
Now my brother was always making me rap. We freestyle battle him, and then there was a point where we stopped freestyling. And he's more so let's make songs.
Oh, word.
And whenever that was, it was around the time Nas dropped Hero with Carrie Hilson.
Oh yeah.
And man's went on YouTube and he looked up the instrumental, and it was the first time I've seen the instrumental on YouTube. And he said, yo, take the lyrics for Nas's Hero, okay?
Yeah.
He printed it. He told me count the syllables. All right? So I started counting the syllables, and he's like, all right, with these syllables in mind, write your own lyrics. When I did that, it kept me on beat. Yeah. And that was that was the first time I heard myself rapping on a beat while the beat was going and it was on beat. And I was just yo, this is this it? So like that was like the first time Manson was like rapping for real.
Yeah, the goal of wanting to help people, and then the experience of gathering people kind of like led me to this role of being a hip hop intermediary, which was a word that I literally, I typed in the definition, or what does a person who does this do? And Google gave me the word intermediary. And I was like, that's perfect, because I'm a source where hip hop artists of any form can come to me, and if they just have an idea that they want to work on, it can be a personal project, it can be a collaborative project, an event they want to do, a fundraiser, like anything. I have built myself up to the point where now I have the resources. I'm the guy. I got a guy for that. I got a guy for that.
Word. Hip hop healing is also about mindfulness, about being present so that we can receive each other.
Like the fear of releasing videos, the fear of releasing albums, or even the fear of editing and mastering my own works, because I didn't have professional training. I never learned in a studio, I never went to school for production, like anything like that. It was all just me YouTubing and researching and asking questions to people that I would come across that knew things. Helping people is extremely fulfilling. At that time, I was doing it to the point of self-sacrifice and self-sabotage and stuff like that. But then being introduced to a healthy environment where there are people doing hip-hop arts that are sober, and they're using it to recover from the self-destructive ways that they used to be in.
You know, I started off working with a homeboy in Thunder Bay, where it was, you know, we mentor younger kids to be able to, you know, take the first couple steps into becoming an artiste, if you would say. You know what I'm saying? Being able to understand recording programming, being able to, you know, come up with a 16, being able to, you know, structure a song and how they record. So it started off very simple and basic with me and a buddy just reaching out. And, you know, it was because Buddy took a chance in terms of, like, he knew of my addiction. He knew of, like, you know, me trying to make better for myself. And he took that chance, like, you know, I actively seek him trying to do better. So let's do this, you know what I'm saying?
Being a part of a group that is this supportive helped me to recognize ways that I had been interacting that maybe weren't so helpful or helpful to myself or my cause.
Interesting.
Like, you guys had more experience in these types of work, whereas where I was coming from was literally just a hurt place trying to be better.
And yeah, so for the longest time, I didn't think I was gonna return to hip hop. I figured that maybe it was just one of those things that, you know, you do when you're a teenager, but that's just the addiction talking, right? Like, that's just like the easy way out, like the way to give up talking. That's the excuses, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the excuses not to succeed in what you want to do. That's the excuses to quit, you know, when times get tough. That's it's the excuse to roll over, you know what I'm saying?
I gathered the know-how, but then with the IBLV workshop, that was where the language came from, and the values and the understanding of principles and professionalism, and bringing it all together in a genuinely revolutionary way. I haven't worked in many professional environments, but the ones that I've sat in on and the ones that I have worked in were not at all as compassionate and flexible, yet ambitious as IBLV has been.
And really, IBLV and Hip Hop Healing, we're looking to do a campaign where we're going to tour all over Ontario to be hitting different communities. It's not only giving shows and like entertainment and like that soulfulness, but as well as do workshops. And workshops to help empower other Black and Indigenous peoples to imagine, dream, like vision. What is your vision in your life? For your life? A lot of times we don't even get afforded that time to do that, right?
You know, it's the blueprint to be able to stay committed to your dream, stay committed to your focus. So imagination plays a really big thing in your life since birth, you know what I mean? And it's one of like the key foundations to be able to understanding your identity in terms of being able to express yourself, not only like vocally, but physically, spiritually, emotionally. Like, imagination is a powerful thing.
And with Hip Hop Healing, we're trying to give that mindset is on your healing journey, where do you want to go? What restoration do you want to see? What healing do you want to see for yourself? And you have to imagine that. You may not get to the very same picture, but you're actually gonna get in the direction that you want for your own healing, your own growth.
Hip hop healing for me is all about expression, advocacy. You know, when we are able to be powerful with our words, we do have a level of accountability and responsibility to our community, which I think is really important. And you see things like that manifest in Jermaine. Jermaine's always, you know, for the people, which is really, really great. And I think the community piece is really big. Like, look at us now. And if we think about the birth of hip hop, it was a party, it was a get together. So we just stay getting together, working together.
We've grown up in generations of trauma, generations of struggle. Yet we have generations of resilience, generations of culture that's helped us to push through. So when I think about why I do this hip hop healing, why I'm pushing is because we have generations to get back and to push forward. So I do this, and that keeps me grounded because I know that this isn't just about this moment for myself. I may make mistakes, I may not be perfect, but however, what we're gonna leave is we're gonna leave something, a legacy for the next generation to pick up and to take to go forward.
Foundation that we build off, those little things that we find out we believe about ourselves. I believe I am resourceful. I believe in my support system. I've done everything in my power that with the tools that I've been armed with to create the bricks of belief and lay a foundation that I can continue to build for this next phase of my life.
I want to make verses of substance. I want to make verses of wisdom. I want to make verses of knowledge. I want to make verses of experience. You never hear of native rappers, but the idea of rap is telling your story and community. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so thankful being able to adopt, you know, another cultures. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's being able to adopt another culture in a way, in a positive way that helps you heal. You know, like, it's one thing to just, make a SoundCloud project, but I want to make a finished project where it's like, when people hear it, you know, they understand. And that's all I need them to do, is just understand.
For me, that's what hip hop healing is for me. I struggle a lot with confidence in myself. You'll definitely maybe not see that now, but definitely it's work to get here, to be exposed, to share my heart, to actually invite people into my own ideas.
I've done a lot, and I did a lot before that, but I actually have confidence in what I'm doing now because of this crew.
I've had to spend the last 8 years of going to communities, performing, doing workshops, listening, collaborating, and living the dream. Like, to me right now, this is like my dream, right? Literally my dream. I'm able to share a platform with a local community, with local artists that are indigenous and black, for our voices. That's a dream.
My focus, I would say, is on being present. Not to say that you can't look ahead and be prepared, but sometimes we are giving so much energy to the future and we're not taking very much time and thought to be present and enjoy the moment. So I enjoy traveling. Last year, I just recently came back from Nunavut, and that was a chapter in itself. And then a few years ago, like when this whole pandemic happened, I was living in China. There's so much to see in the world, and I guess this part of me has come from listening to and observing elders speak about the past. You know, I used to do this and I used to do that. Yeah, we all evolve, but it's like, what are you doing now that, you know, makes you happy? And what is it that you're doing now that brings you joy? My focus right now is to be present. And so I just want to stay focused on who's pouring into me and pouring into them in the same way.
I'm a servant, you know what I mean, of the purpose, of the mission. And I believe, not only myself, but I believe in others. I believe in our people, I believe in you. How was the studio session?
The studio session was definitely good. I got a couple songs out of it. Got good engineers, great beats. Had to time to write some stuff. I came with some beats, some verses already prepared. It was good. We all got some flows off. We're all hungry. At one point, we went back Like when I was in the booth and I said, nah, fuck it, we're going down there.
Yeah.
And it was good. I had a good time. You know?
And then live is like actually have a roadmap. Is like how can you live out your dreams for real?
I spent a lot of time where people wouldn't take me serious, but now I got a better work ethic than they do. And it does sound toxic, you know, maybe one day I'll find that balance, but for the most part, it's, you know, I'm trying to make this work, man.
Because a lot of the artists that I've come across that live in their imagination, live in their beliefs, and live in their voices, when it comes to life, it's a struggle. However, the assumption as an artist is that what you're living for is concrete. It's solid. You know what I'm saying?
I thought maybe it would be more so like hand holding circle, like kind of cheesy type thing. But like in actuality, it was more so like beneficial, like healing properties, and along with like actual wavy studio session. Like it had a direction that was more intentional, and it was more connecting to the art that I'm trying to make. You know what I'm saying? It was connected to me more. You know.
And then voice. Voice is knowing your story. Voice is actually knowing who you want to speak to.
But yeah, the reason I thought doing this exercise was important is because like finding your way to your authentic voice would require a clear channel, you know, and there's nothing wrong, like I said, with having all types of thoughts, but knowing what to keep, what will probably serve your true self and your personalized message. Like for me to get to the point where I can sound like I'm screaming and shouting, but it's controlled, it took so much of all of this technique first to get to that, you know? Exploring those things and like finding a safe place to actually put my vocal with some emotion and vulnerability at the same time, so that things aren't just technical, they're felt, you know?
I want to be able to make legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want to do. Like not in the sense of like, you know, spreading my seed and getting little T-birds running around. I'm like, yeah, maybe like whenever it happens, but in the idea that like I want people to remember me as, you know, Mighty Big Bird, the motherfucker who spit game and put me onto something that, you know, none of my homies were doing. I want to make that legacy into a good one. And it's not that I need people to remember me. It's not that I need to be the center of attention. It's that I actively know how fucked up this world is. So I want to be one of the ones to help make it better.
My direction is to create timeless music. Like I want this stuff to make sense and last. You know, I don't want it to just be regional music.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want it to just be me and my friends liking it. It has to translate to the world.
Yeah.
And it needs to further this thing that has done so much for me. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know? Continue some, yeah.
I've been building it to the point where I'm confident in my art, and I'm not at a place where if somebody judges it too harshly, I'm gonna take it to heart. If someone judges it super harshly, I understand now that that's from a place that they're coming from. That's their perception of it. Like, that's what it means to them. And that's beautiful, because if it wasn't art, it wouldn't make me feel something. Like,
you know, this is for you. Ultimately, like, yeah, it's me that's doing this shit, but all of this stuff is the legacy, the building, the change, the vibes, the positivity, that's literally all for you guys. Take it, learn, take whatever you need. Even if I say something that you disagree with, like in one ear, out the other. Take the stuff that you need from what I am, from what I say, and use it in a way that you need to. You know what I'm saying? Even if you end up hating me, I don't give a shit. Buy the album. Yeah, that's about it, man.
Thank you so much for being here, for giving me your attention, for being a part of Hip Hop Healing. I hope this is a feeling that you can continue to have, but also you can create hip hop healing in your own communities. And again, hip hop is an intelligent movement. Hip hop healing is intelligent movement towards recovery, towards betterment, growth, healing.